Good evening. I am Tanisha Laverne Graham, reporting live from Newhouse in Hollywood, California, for the first annual Los Angeles Green Carpet Fashion Awards, where tonight we will honor those icons, thought leaders, and game changers like Tom Ford, who are creating a new path forward for sustainable fashion. Stay tuned to my coverage. You're watching Tanisha Laverne Grant for BlackInAmerica.com. Juana Chasing Horse, you look absolutely outstanding.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. I'm here for the earrings. I think that's my favorite of the outfit because it just really pulls together your classic vintage Donna Karan dress that I just overheard you mention to Hollywood Reporter. Back to what brought you out tonight.
What brought me out tonight was just showing up in a way where because at these events, I never feel like I can show up as my full authentic self. I kind of feel like I have to play the part. But in these spaces, they've created a space for people like me. As you've seen, this beautiful indigenous group behind me, they show up as their authentic self. And for us, that means, showing up in a way where we're walking our path in a good way. And, I was invited here as a co-host, and I am presenting the Integrity Award, and I've never thought that I would get that opportunity to represent my people in that way, to be up on a stage and to own my space in an authentic way. And I feel very honored, and as someone that has been doing environmental work since before I even became a model, since before I was even into this industry, I've been doing this work since I was a little girl. And the fact that I can do both, I can, be an advocate and be a fashion model and be able to, bring those two worlds together and advocate.
Great intersectionality.
Exactly.
More authentically, which is really beautiful.
Exactly, and I think events like this really represent that in a way where I love to be fashion, I love to be glitz and glam, I love to do my makeup, I love to look pretty.
Yeah.
And you can do it sustainable. There's a way to be clean, there's a way to do it, without harming the planet.
How do you do that? Like, sustainability is a big word that everybody is tossing around now, right?
Yep.
It's almost commercial at this point,
It
right?
is.
Sustainable. In your opinion, what exactly is sustainable, right? When you talk about fashion, when you talk about your makeup, like, what is that for women like myself, for women like you who love fashion, who love to have these big glamorous moments? I mean, we're here in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the epicenter of fashion and glamour. So how do you do that?
I feel like it could be challenging for some brands because of their practices, and I think it really comes down to how they practice, as even just like making the clothing, making the materials, making sure that, what they're creating isn't harming the planet, and making sure that just uplifting brands that are being upcycled, that are using fabrics and things that are already created before and just turning into something new, upcycling. And, as for sustainability in like beauty, it's the packaging. It's making sure that, as simple as if you have a sustainable packaging or unsustainable packaging, I feel like this is something not enough brands do, is you could easily just reuse the bottle and bring it back and probably fill it. I just feel like there's so many things that can be changed that can make things more sustainable and more clean. And for me, I try my best to make sure that I am using and representing my people in a good way by just using brands and beauty brands, designer work, whatever it is. I want to make sure that their practices are ethical in a way that they aren't harming more than uplifting and doing good for the world. Because, like you said, the word sustainability is being tossed around so much.
What is it?
I know, and there's so much greenwashing, and I think that's something that I'm always trying to be very aware of and trying to be very careful about because, as a fashion model and being an advocate, they want to use me by being like, hey, we have this model that represents this. And, people...
as a woman of color, a black
Exactly.
woman working in media, it's like, oh, we've met the diversity and
Yep, we
inclusion
checked the
because we
box.
have a black...
Yep, we check the box.
Look
we're good.
around on the press line.
Exactly.
It's just to me.
Yeah. So it's just as simple as making sure that they're also being inclusive. Because, for me, whenever I show up in modeling spaces, I'm not seeing enough Native American people. I'm not seeing enough indigenous people, representing and showing up and being told that you can authentically show up and be beautiful and be recognized by who you are and what you do. So, that's what I try to do. I've been trying to encourage BIPOC women, BIPOC people to be able to show up in these spaces authentically as themselves and represent their people by the way that they want to be seen. And for me, that's sustainability. For me, that's clean beauty. For me, that's climate awareness and making sure that everyone is understanding their place in this world.
I love that. I love that. It's been such a pleasure
Thank you so
speaking
much.
with you today. I wish you the absolute best. First of all, can we get this ensemble? This is the Green Carpet Fashion Awards. So let's talk about what brings you out tonight for this amazing event. You know, honoring those trailblazers, thought leaders, game changers who are setting the tone for creating more sustainable fashion.
I am just so honored to be here. Everybody's dressed amazing and everybody's here for a greater meaning and oh sorry.
Come a little closer. There you go. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's amazing to be here. You know, the Green Fashion Awards, it stands for sustainability. Everybody's dressed amazing and you know, we're all here for a greater cause.
Yeah. What is sustainable fashion to you?
Wow, to me.
Right? Like, we're women, you know, we love the makeup, we love the glam, you know, like how do we do that sustainable?
Yeah. I mean, I'm somebody who was born and raised in one of the largest refugee camps in the world. And so for me, reusable fashion is important because so many people around the world don't have what we have here in America. And so how could we give that to, you know, the people around the world that don't have access to the fabrics and the materials that we do?
Where are you from?
I am from Kakuma, Kenya, but I am Somali.
Oh, wow. Do you know, I worked for Marcus Samuelson, who's a celebrity chef who's Ethiopian.
Okay.
His
Neighbors.
his wife is a model, Maya Hell.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, I know that facial structure, I know that bone structure.
Yeah.
You know, so when you talk about, you know, encouraging the social media culture, the Instagram culture, where they believe in only wearing something one time, you know, let's deal with that. You know, can you encourage them to reel that in a little bit? Because it's insane, right?
Yeah.
Wearing something just once and
Yeah.
that's not sustainable.
No, and less is more, okay? That's the theme of tonight. Less is more. You know, we don't all have to own a million things in our closets. Focus on high quality items that you can reuse.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because some of the fast fashion you cannot.
No.
So what's your favorite like go-to when you're just out and about, day in a life, running errands? Like what's that go-to outfit that you put on? That can also maybe be lunch, brunch, or an early dinner. Like what does that look like for you?
Okay, well lately I've been wearing a lot of Tommy Hilfiger and you know, when I'm at home, I live in Minnesota, I like my Somali fabrics and
wow.
my mom just goes, picks it out, takes it to the tailor and then there I have my pajamas.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. I love that. Well, it's a pleasure to speak with you tonight. Thank you so much. Continue blessings and success. What is Hire Survivors Hollywood?
Hire Survivors Hollywood is an organization that works to help survivors of sexual violence who work in the entertainment industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you the founder of
I
this?
am. I'm the founder.
Wow.
Yes, I'm a Weinstein survivor myself. I'm one of the first women to come forward. And one of the things that kept me quiet for such a long time was fear of career retaliation. And sure enough, when I came forward, I started facing career retaliation. And as I spoke about it, I found that this was happening to a lot of people who had suffered abuse. So I decided I should do something about it. And we've been working with filmmakers and production companies to help them become more inclusive of survivors and also create safer and more equitable working environments for everybody.
That is absolutely amazing. How does one like donate, volunteer? Like what's the whole process to become active in making sure that Hire Survivors Hollywood is sustainable? You know, when we talk about, you know, tonight, you know, this Green Carpet Fashion Awards and we're honoring and talking about icons, legends, thought leaders, and game changers who are like moving the path forward for sustainable fashion. We also have to have institutions that protect us and protect women who are making garments. I mean, it's all so interconnected.
It really is. I talk all the time about how all of the equity and inclusion and sustainability work that we're already doing ties directly into the work that I'm doing with Hire Survivors Hollywood. We have a pledge that you can take by going to our website, hiresurvivorshollywood.org. We also have a free toolkit, and we will very shortly be able to take donations. We're about to announce a fiscal sponsorship, so we will be able to take a lot of support, but please visit our website and support us. We are everywhere within the industry, and we're very talented, often multiply marginalized people, and we need to be fighting for our presence.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. Stunning in this black, just gorgeous. When we talk about sustainable fashion, right, this is Hollywood. This is one of the fashion capitals of the world when you think about it. How do you encourage social media influence, Instagrammers, this whole social media culture to wear something more than once, right? Wear something more than once, because that will help like reduce the footprint. Talk about it.
That's for sure. That's a really good point. I mean, I go deeper than that. So but I love that. I start with buying used clothes. So, you can you can get them really inexpensive. Ditch fast fashion. Just buy it from a used store. It's the same. You're getting the good price, but you're not adding to the production. It's this massive production of clothing that we don't need. And yes, another solution is to just keep wearing things. I mean, I have clothes for I have some things in my closet for 20 years. I'm still wearing it.
Listen, first of all, we love you.
Thank you.
That's so insane. So when you talk about, you buy things that have been worn before, like what are some of those places that you go? Because one of my faves is Wasteland.
Yeah, Wasteland's great.
I love Wasteland.
Wasteland's great. I really like the Real Real.
I got some stuff at the Real Real right now.
And I really love Crossroads, the one on Santa Monica, like in Hollywood, or West Hollywood. But any used store is fabulous. You can find the best little things. When I was just in Amsterdam, I stumbled into a little store and bought 2 T-shirts that I love and treasure, one for my son and one for me, used.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. This is so big, you guys. We have Alicia Silverstone, who goes to Crossroads, okay? That's a big deal. That is a big deal. I just want to thank you so much for stopping and speaking with us. We love you, like, period. You're embedded, right, in all of our coming of age stories. So thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you. What brings you out tonight for the Global Carpet Fashion Awards, for the Green Carpet Fashion Awards?
Yes, it's my first time here. I got invited by my dear friend Christopher Bevins, and I'm just here to support and to just be a part of this and be in the room and to join the conversation.
You know what, Coach, you're the perfect person to answer this question I'm about to ask, okay? Because you're emerging into a bit of a fashion icon yourself. Congratulations on all of your success. Like, so well deserved, such an amazing career. So when we talk about, the sustainability of fashion, Instagram culture, I can only wear something one time. I can only wear something one time, Karrueche. Come on, you got to knock that down. You got to talk about how ridiculous it is.
So ridiculous. And to be honest, sometimes I'm victim of it too, because we get photographed, and then it's and then you have to deal with people's judgment and their opinions, and she's wearing the same thing. When, like you're saying, realistically, it's dumb. We should be able to wear something as many times as we want. Especially when it's of quality and it's in a certain brand, or you pay a certain price or whatever it is. But because of social media, and I feel like people feel like they have to uphold some sort of image, they want to be cool and don't want to, not wear something twice because they're going to be judged. It's so dumb, but
it's a fleecing of resources, right? I'm just going to be really transparent tonight. I'm going to price point my entire outfit, right? So I'm wearing a Cult Gaia ostrich feather jacket, right? That is sick. I saw that. Okay, so this jacket retailed for $1,998. Wow. I got it on sale for $1,100. Okay, I'm wearing a pair of $50 cargo pants from Zara, and I'm wearing $1,200 Tom Ford. Yes. Right. So if you think I'm not going to wear this over and over and over and over again, you think again. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And you should. And you should. And we have to, like you said, knock down those barriers and just kind of spread that message of who gives a fuck? Excuse my language, but who gives a fuck? Let's just do what you want to do. Who cares what people say, or this image that we have to uphold for whatever reason? Girl, keep wearing this because you look good.
Thank you. No, but I just wanted to say that because it's lunacy.
Yeah.
It's lunacy. Who are you wearing tonight, by the way? Because this is.
Thank you. This is Jennifer Lee Pfeiffer, of course.
This is not faux.
Yes.
Karuchi, baby, this is not faux.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
This feels like real Mongolian lamb.
No. I couldn't wear that. I couldn't wear real fur.
Wait a minute, because when I saw you, I was like,
Why
is
would
that,
you wear-
like, yeah, I was
No,
like,
this is faux.
wow, I've never seen it look so good.
Girl, the audacity of me to wear real fur.
No, but you know, listen, Jennifer Lopez would.
Oh.
No, let me stop.
Yeah, no,
Wait
this
a
is
second,
fur.
this is
Yeah.
so sick.
And this is Petra. Oh, I forgot the name of the last
I
one.
keep touching it because it's like,
It feels good, right?
for someone who's lived in New York City most of her adult life,
You would think
who's
it's like
obsessed.
thousands of dollars. It's not. Yeah, girl, you gotta make it look good. honey.
That is sustainable fashion.
Absolutely.
Mention that up top.
Yeah. I'm sorry, girl. We were just getting into our conversation. Yes.
I love it. I love it. So, how do you personally decompress? Because you have a very demanding career now. Like, you're everywhere, and I love it. You know, so how do you take time for Karuchi? Like, you go home, you do what? You know, I snatch the lashes off. That's the first thing I'm doing.
I'm stripped. I love being in little to nothing at home, like a little t-shirt and little underwear and socks. Like you, no makeup. You gotta, give the skin a break. I love a vacation. But if I'm home, I'm just on the couch, chilling. I have my days where I'm just like, I'm not getting out of bed today. I'm just gonna lay here and work from my phone or whatever. We need those days to really like fulfill ourselves and take care of ourselves because we're always on the go. And a lot of people have this mentality of like, you have to work hard and you have to hustle and you have to have 20 jobs and you have to have all this income. Money is great and working is great. I love to work, but at the same time we have to take care of our mental and our health, and that means sometimes
But you know
sitting
what
down
that
and doing
comes from,
nothing.
though? That I have to work all the time, that's a trauma response. It's a trauma response.
Yeah.
You know, I know, like, my family, we didn't come from a whole lot, so we work. We work. And I think, I don't want to make a sweeping or a broad brushstroke, but I think that's what it's about. You know, again, I just want to say thank you for stopping.
Well, thank you,
You
of
look
course.
absolutely amazing.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much for doing that for me. So I want to talk about your t-shirt that you're wearing, Global Feminist. What is global feminism to you?
Well, it's an umbrella term that includes everything and everyone.
Right.
So this is more about the feminism that we don't see in the Western world. In many countries around the world, young girls and women are suffering lives where they are stuck in the poverty trap.
Yeah.
They are not able to get out of. They are second-class citizens in their own countries. They are living in societies where rape is normalized. It's absolutely normalized. Gender-based violence is normalized. And there's so many challenges for these women and girls. This is my gender. I'm a woman, and I've been a girl, and I have daughters. I empathize with women everywhere around the world, not only in the offices of the big corporate power places,
Annie.
Hi, I'm very well.
1 second, Judy. 1 second. She's going to finish her point. No, it's a whole moment. It's a whole moment. It's okay.
What can I say? But this is the point: is that when we are breaking the glass ceiling with #MeToo and What's Up, that's fine, that's great, and we need that. But please don't forget that half of the rest of the world needs female empowerment more than ever when they're living in conditions that are less than Dickensian. You're looking at something that's like 100 years ago, and they're stuck there. And those are the women and girls that I represent when I wear this very proudly.
I love
and
that.
it's inclusive. We want to have conversations where we're not shouting each other down. That has to stop. We have to listen to everybody else. We have to take on board that we all have our different perspectives, and we have to look for the places where we can actually collaboratively stand in solidarity, shoulder to shoulder with each other. And it includes men too, because if you don't have a dialogue with men, you can't change minds.
Yeah, he for she. He for she.
So that's it.
It's an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your
Thank you
time
very
tonight.
much.
Can I give you a hug?
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jody, we meet again. We meet again. You look absolutely stunning. Is this Gucci again?
Yes, it is Gucci.
You are.
You don't recognize
listen,
this? I've worn this
listen.
before. Sustainable queen, you know.
Listen, what you have done and are doing with Gucci is just iconic. It's iconic.
You know, behind every fashion icon is an incredible or pair of incredible stylists.
Yeah. Let's talk about your love of fashion, your love of beauty, and how you do it in a sustainable way, right? Because tonight this is the Green Carpet Fashion Awards. We're honoring Tom Ford, for crying out loud, right? For being a trailblazer, icon, thought leader in the sustainability space. So how do you do it?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of vintage, of clothing that has been previously loved and previously owned. And honestly, that was my bread and butter. Before I had any money, that was the thing anyway. You know, I was always going and sourcing the vintage looks. And now I feel like it's even more important. And, you know, I also feel like, obviously, as people in the public eye, we often are wearing like brand new things all the time. And so tonight I wanted to wear something that I've previously worn.
Wow.
That has been previously loved by me.
I love it.
All of my jewelry is sustainable. Sustainable. Yep. Recycled gold, ethical stones, made in LA. Yeah.
In LA.
Yeah.
Local.
Yep.
Because that's not something you hear a lot either. Made here in Los Angeles. You know, how do you encourage, you know, younger women who are the social media icons, the social media influencers, to get out of this notion that you can only wear something one time? You know what I mean?
You know what Edith Head said? There's nothing wrong with finding a costume and wearing it over and over and over again, and I agree.
I love that. Edith who?
Edith Head.
Edith, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I got so upset about it. I'm like,
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm 2 feet tall. My hearing is like, you know, you're up here, girl. I put on my Time for platforms because I'm like, Jodie Turner-Smith is going to be there. Let me try and like come up. I just want to say congratulations on all of your accomplishments in the film space. You light up the silver screen, Jodie. You really, really do.
Thank you.
You deserve it all.
Thank you so much.
You deserve it all.
More to come.
Yeah, when they come for you and have come for you in the past on social, I'm like, not today. I'm one of the ones like, back up off of my girl. Back up off of my girl, Jodie Turner-Smith. So what do you have coming down the pipeline film-wise?
Well, you know, I've got a show with Vince Vaughn for Apple TV called Bad
Vaughn.
Monkey coming out. And then I also have, you know, I just wrapped on The Acolyte, the Star Wars show that I was doing. I did a couple of episodes directed by Kogonada, my favorite director that I've worked with so far.
Love it.
And I'm going to be in the next season of Sex Education.
Busy.
She's busy.
We love you, Jodie.
Booked and busy.
Booked, blessed, booked, and busy.
Oh, yes.
We love
Thank
it.
you, Lord.
And you look fantastic.
Thank you. So do you. You know
Thank
I love,
you.
You know I love a feather moment.
I know you
I
do.
love a
You
moment.
do, because
Okay.
trust me, I stalk your Instagram for the
And
fashion.
underneath this wig, girl, is looking like that too.
Yeah. I need to see more of that.
You will.
Yeah, I love it. You got the
We
bone
switch it
structure,
up.
girl. You got
We
the
switch it up.
you got the bone structure. You
Sometimes
got
it's bald. Sometimes it's.
Thank you for bringing her over.
bouncy.
Great. Have fun in sight, sweetheart.
you.
Hi, Livia. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You look absolutely spectacular.
Thank you.
I just overheard.
too, by
Thank
the way.
you. Thank you. I just overheard you say this is Alexander McQueen. Okay.
Yeah.
Alexander McQueen, you guys.
Alexander-
Stunning.
Vintage Alexander McQueen that I re-wore because I wore it the first time in 2015 in London at the opening of the Alexander McQueen Savage Beauty exhibition.
I like that you are wearing this piece more than once because we live in a culture now with Instagram culture where women feel compelled that they can only wear a piece one time, which is utterly absurd, right? So when we speak about, you know, this activation that you've launched, the Green Carpet Fashion Awards, about the sustainability of fashion, can you speak to the newer generation about this whole I can only wear it once?
Well, I'm actually not speaking to the newer generation because the young leaders are here tonight. The
Okay.
new generation is here tonight.
I love that.
And we are passing the microphone to them. We have asked them to hijack this event, to go on stage, to send everyone a strong message. And I think there are more and more young people today that are actually embracing a different way of consumption. and they are leading the way. So, this is who we need.
I love that. I love that. I overheard you a few seconds ago speaking about how women globally need to be global feminists in the effort for sustainable fashion. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, if you think about it, women are the biggest buyers of fashion, right? The biggest consumers of fashion. And at the same time, women are the biggest producers of fashion. So when you go in countries like Bangladesh, Vietnam, Cambodia, Kenya, Ghana, you will find 80% of garment workers are women. So as women who buy, why are we marching for equal rights, for Me Too, against abuse and all of that in the global north, and at the same time we are happy to wear clothes that have been sewn by women who get abused and enslaved in factories in the global south? So we need, as feminists, we need to make sure that we take care of these women, and every day that we wear our clothes, we need to send the message to them that we love them and respect them.
I love that. I love that. Do you remember at what moment you had the impetus to say, you know what, I need to find or, become a part of an organization, launch an organization that is going to center sustainable fashion?
When?
When? What was that aha
for
moment
me?
for you? Yeah.
For me, the thing that changed everything was the first time that I entered a factory in Dhaka in Bangladesh in 2008. And I met these women who were sewing the clothes for a big fast fashion brand at the time. And it's almost like the coin dropped in my head. And I was like, hold on a second. Are we doing this? Like, am I part of this? Because, these women work in windows that, in the factories that are completely, not safe. They're treated in a terrible way. And this was even a few years before the Rana Plaza factory collapse in Bangladesh. They killed 1,123 women in the name of fashion.
That's very sad.
Yeah.
Olivia, I applaud you.
Thank you.
I applaud you. When I got the press alert for this, I was like, we want to be there. I wanted to meet you personally. Thank you.
I applaud you for being here tonight.
Thank you
and
so
covering
much.
this. Thank you so
Congratulations
much.
and continued blessings and success to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at Newhouse in Hollywood for the first annual Los Angeles Green Carpet Fashion Awards. I just spoke with the founder, Livia. I'm going to just call her by her first name because that, trust me, works, like Iman and Rihanna. Livia, an amazing icon and trailblazer in the efforts to create more sustainable fashion. Tanisha Laverne Grant for BlackInAmerica.com.